right, JJ Redick is on the Lakers, and I think that's a pretty fine move. I was like, I would have preferred if he could have been with a young-ish team, not a younger team, but a young-ish team, or a team with a good amount of talent. See, the problem is that like a team that was like got a lot of young talent would be like the Pistons, but they're dysfunctional. So no, I was like young team like the Hornets, but to me, young, too young, dysfunctional. No, Magic. See, not a bad team. Anyway, but we're here talking about the Lakers and talking about JJ Redick. I was like, I was like, I think this is the all right fit just because of. I mean, you really think about it. Outside LeBron, they're really a young team. I was like, they sort of not have some of their same players now for about a year or two, about a year and a half to two. They got a lot of intriguing pieces. Um, to where I think that's where you're trying to really get what you get out of JJ. I was like, I was like, if you've seen any of his stuff, whether it be on his podcast or on LeBron and things like that, I was like, it is very insightful. He's very detail oriented and all this other stuff to where where it's like, oh, he might have ways of implementing these dudes better to get them how they want to do. That ways is also because sometimes with the Lakers, just letting them dudes freelance and them not knowing like where to go, where to be, isn't really that great, especially considering the players you sort of got. Like still sort of young. I don't want to make it sound like some of them seem like they got low IQ or whatever, but like their aggressiveness is not sometimes there either. And I think that's where JJ will help with schemes or telling them like to go ahead and shoot the ball and things like that. I think it'll be really good for Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura because they're the ones that are the most ability on offense, especially. I think Rui had a lot of ability on defense that he hadn't really utilized, but their offense potential is crazy because they both should be almost around like 15 to 20 points consistently. And especially with Rui, you don't get that. Reeves, he's some hesitant sometimes. I also think that the reason for that and why Reddit could work out is the LeBron thing, where it's like LeBron, as great as he is, he does stop the ball. He does like as good of a passer he is and stuff like that. He can't stagnate the offense in a way that guess what? Now them dudes are just sitting around waiting to catch a shoot, or they're not ready to go. And I was like, neither one of them is really that. Like Reeves can, but Reeves is really more like I gotta like dribble a bit, and so is Rui a bit to where he got to get to his spot. But sometimes the way you play with the other people on the court, his placing is wrong, and I think that's the type of stuff that JJ is going to help with that. Um, and also I think other players like Vanderbilt, where it's like he doesn't really shoot, so therefore you got to figure out how to place him on the court. And have him still be effective. Like he'd probably be like an Aaron Gordon type of guy. But I think things like that. I think rotations. I think he'll be really good at of trying to figure out like who matches with who really well, who should get minutes here and stuff like that. Because I will say that the stuff with Ham was like stuff like that where I'm like, okay, why are they playing? Why are you playing them two right now when they're both not doing things and stuff like that? That would bother me in the Denver series when it was like it'd be Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent, neither one of them taking a shot. I was like Dinwiddie not doing like so. It's like why would you place them both there? Why would you not match it up with the Reeves and Russell of like figuring stuff out? But anyway, so I think this is a good hire. I was like you can't. I was like you're not really going to go any more wrong than you have already. I was like if you just end up, I was like Reddick doesn't need this, but hey, guess what? If he does have this, now he done got some taste, and I was like, he'll be fine after this. I was like, LeBron is going to be fine after this. The Lakers, if they don't get this right, that's a different story. But I think for their crew and collection of players, they got interesting pieces that I think can be really used by JJ's mind than just if you had a really talented team that was just like where it's just like y'all are just feeling because y'all not giving no effort. Where it's like this is it seemed like okay, how to figure out this Rubik's cube with people, and also I was like, even though AD has been spectacular, I was like I feel like he could still end up probably doing another level, which is great. Because but I was like I was like people have always said that he hits the MVP type of talent, and I was like okay, cool, maybe JJ can get something out of that. Um, I think it's good for the LeBron end because I think LeBron is willing to maybe change up his game because I was like because sometimes I was like I know I was talking about him being stagnant on offense and things like that, but sometimes he does still have to play hero ball even at his age, and Redick might be able to help him where it's like okay, there's going to be times where you got to take over, of course, but let your teammates do this. I'll put them in spots and let's see if they can get hot, get in a rhythm, and things like that. So I think that's where all this stuff will come in handy with him. I was like, the part that's unfortunate or whatever is the part he can't control about the roster. And I know I just said like they got a lot of interesting pieces, but you don't know who might get moved, who might get traded, who's going to stay, that kind of thing. The talent versus the expectations that's going to be coming along with it. That it's like okay, they was in the Western Conference Finals the year before. They bounced in the first round this year. We feel like yes, I was like is it title or bust, sorta, but can you at least get to the second round? That stuff he's not in control of. Whatever the expectations are, he's not in control of the roster. Whether this roster, to me, I think this roster does have the potential to be at least a second round team. I don't think they should have lost the way they should have to get to Denver, especially when they were leading the way they was. But yeah, so I think that's the type of stuff he can't control that he's just going to have to figure out. I think they're going to probably keep the team together, to be honest. So I was like, it'll give him a good chance to see how to play everybody. But no, I think it's a really good hire for the fact that who you gonna get? It's gonna either be somebody else we didn't know that was gonna be a first year probably coach. I was like, if it was gonna be somebody that's retreaded, we would have heard their name by now. So, and I was like, considering the people they were going to go after, Baragno or Hurley and all that other stuff, JJ the fine option. And I was like, look, it's a lot better to sort of get the guy that sounds like he know what he talking about than just a guy that just says cliches the whole time or whatever. We at least got a body of work that he's talked out about and with other players to where it's like, okay, he at least got some sense. Can't let's go from there. But anyway, yeah, more like a move probably to come. We'll see. Until then, I'm out.